Oh, I wanted to be an interpreter because since I was little, I've been interpreting for my family and been helping them out either with when people come to our doors or when we're out in public. So it's important to me because I feel like a lot of people are scared of saying stuff or like saying things that happen to them. Someone could be in like a lot of pain and but they don't want to go to a doctor because they feel like that no one will understand them and no one will actually pay attention to their wants. So I feel like since I have the skill of knowing 2 languages from birth and then learning more about it, I feel that we're like more responsibility of like helping other people.
One of my favorite memories of Brenda was actually from this year, her senior year in translation and interpretation. She volunteered to come to one of the nights where students and families are able to learn about financial aid, and she jumped right in without hesitation to help a family that needed help with language. And it was just amazing to see her shine in that way. And what was more amazing was the ease you could see from the faces of the family members who came in a little anxious about being there, and then the comfort she was able to provide for them with that language service was just incredible.
If I were to talk to my freshman self or a freshman, I would say just to keep going, because it could get difficult at times and you want to like, oh, what if I take a break? For just like 5 minutes or 20 minutes or the whole day. Like I would just say, just keep going, like just finish it, get it over with, and then have your time to yourself. Because I definitely had a lot of like, not F's, but low qualifications because of my procrastination. I think respect. A lot of my the time here I've been respecting a lot of the teachers, even if they're not the nicest. You still like want to respect them like a bit, because they could be going through something or they have classes that are really tough. So I would just say respect the teachers, and not only the teachers, just the students as well, because you never know what someone's going through, and they could be going through something really hard, or they can just have a really bad day that day. So my name is Brenda Acosta Flores, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
My favorite part of my high school is like me being the dancing king of Bonney Lake High School. It feels like I'm like the shine of a star. I'm pretty sure like we're like seeing me in the middle of the assembly. That'll be once. But I sometimes do it whenever I get when I'm cheering whatever's going on or something in an assembly, like games or something. It's because people can have joy and always make sure that you can change who you are. And that's why I did it, in my opinion.
Connor is a leader in every sense of the word. He's a self-starter. He has high expectations for himself, cares a lot about his friends, his teachers, his family, and he doesn't want to let them down. When Connor first met him, he came from Lake Ridge Middle School, where he had become the first DLC student to get Student of the Year for the middle school. So when we got him, the day he showed up, we knew he was going to be something special, and he's never disappointed one time.
With me dealing with basketball, my father, he wanted me to do a sport, and so he chose that sport on me when I was a little child, and he coached me to do this, and then with me doing basketball, it changed everything. With my team and stuff, I'm not doing any of my skills on my own. I show them what they can do or what they can do personally, and so I've been teaching them any of our excellent basketball skills and stuff. Yeah, we won state this year, and it was brilliant, and we have not been in any losses ever in this state at all this year. So we made us be in first place for gold.
Connor, like I said, is a leader. He has a very good work ethic. He works very hard. He's very focused on making other people around him better or helping them achieve their goals. And he has never stopped working for 4 years he's been here. He treats everybody with respect, their friends, the other staff members, teachers. He treats everybody with respect and kindness. And as you guys know, some of that's the secret sauce of life, in my opinion, is how you treat other people certainly gives you more opportunities moving forward.
I never give up on, like, whenever I try to have something going on, like thing to work on, like a homework or even cooking, by the way, or anything where I have to be on task and stuff. I just always make sure that everything can be finished, and then I can just keep on going to showing work ethic so much. I'm Connor Beagle, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
I like art because I think I'm never gonna understand how another person sees the color green, or if when they touch a carpet they think it's as soft as I am. I think art is one of those ways that you can truly understand someone's perspective, whether that's drawing or dance or music production. I think it's a gateway to someone else's mind, and how someone perceives the world is totally unique to them, and how they put out those perceptions into like a physical, tangible form. And I feel like art is one of the few things that you can do without a massive amount of money to help explore yourself. You can figure out what you find beautiful, you can figure out what you're scared of, and then you can channel those emotions into something that isn't necessarily scary and something you have power over. And so learning about yourself, you can eventually learn about what relationships and what community is going to be the best for you.
I don't know if I've ever met somebody quite like Emily. So the biggest thing about her that stands out is that she will give 100% of herself to everybody else. She will genuinely put every soul before herself, to bring them joy, to help them, to see them smile. She wants everybody around them to feel valued. And it's pretty cool to see somebody her age have a quality like that.
I hate math. I've definitely challenged myself by continuously taking AP math courses, even though I'm not good at them. I'm really not. I still find it intriguing, and even though I think it kind of hurts my soul just a tiny bit, I think when it comes to math, that's the place I've pushed myself the farthest and the most intensely. I would probably tell my freshman self that you're gonna change, the people around you are gonna change. Change isn't evil, saying goodbye isn't horrible. Sometimes you have to learn, you have to grow, and you have to meet new people, and don't devalue yourself because you have to say goodbye to someone.
I've seen Emily grow over 3.5 years, almost 4 years, in probably every way you possibly can. She was a little bit shy, a little bit meek at first. She had a big personality, and I think she covers up a lot of herself with that big personality. But I think I've seen her be able to take care of herself better as she's gotten older, recognize how she can help others and set her own boundaries and be able to be strong for herself and for other people.
I think that the power value I embody the most is different than what other people perceive me as. I personally think I embody respect the most because I've really taken upon myself to try and be as open-minded and empathetic with everyone I sit by in class, everyone I've kind of been in any social interaction with. I try to give them as much respect and empathy as possible and treat them the same way I would treat anyone. And that thankfully has led me to a lot of beautiful friendships with a lot of people I don't think I would have ever been friends with had I not taken that extra step and treat them with as much respect as possible. I'm Emily Bones, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
Art helped me see that there is beauty in anything, including like my disease. There's beauty into it. There's beauty in everything. It feels like everything else in the world just like fades. I feel like I have no problems. Like there's nothing around. Like I feel like everything just goes quiet and goes away. Freshman year, I kind of slipped a little bit because I got a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis. It's genetic, my dad has it, and I had to go through several different treatments like chemotherapy. I also had to get a sterilizing shot in my leg. I think the chemotherapy was probably the worst pain I was ever in. And I felt kind of in this dark depression era kind of thing. In art, it would help me express my feelings. It helped me realize that this disease is gonna be with me forever, but I'm gonna work past it and work just as hard as everybody else.
Her caring for others and making sure that they are taken care of. She is absolutely aware when somebody is not in the right space. She is very aware when they are having some difficulty and will sit side by side with them, making sure that they are taken care of.
When I got off the chemotherapy, I started painting and drawing again, and it made me feel like 10 times better knowing that I can draw again. And I've gotten off of the chemotherapy pretty recently. It felt like I was in my comfort place again. It felt like how I felt when I first started drawing. I'm Skyler Carter, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
I think one thing that I've learned over the course of my life is that empathy is like the strongest thing we can engage in. I want to be an astronomer. I want to go into particle physics. I'm hoping to look for life beyond Earth and with NASA. So I fell in love with astronomy specifically when I was super young. I had this little telescope with my grandpa and we'd always watch the stars and stuff. The first time I ever looked through a telescope, I saw Jupiter, and I didn't know it was Jupiter, I thought it was the moon. And when I discovered there was a whole bunch of just giant balls in the sky, that was when I fell in love, just because it's so diverse and there's so much out there that we don't know. And one thing that I love to learn about is everything. And so when I'm engaging in astronomy specifically, there's so much we don't know, so there's so much I can learn and so much I can move forward in the science community. I just like to learn about everything. I just like to have knowledge in every sector of the world, just so when I'm in conversation and I'm talking to people about things, then I can just bring that out and I can engage with people that way.
Well, Jeremy has always pushed himself beyond what most students do. He likes to take multiple AP classes. He likes to sign up for as many clubs and organizations and experiences as he possibly can. He likes to help students and serve others. He really cares about kindness and the environment and pushing himself. But I've seen him really grow in accepting him and his faults and being able to push through them and enjoy who he is and that he has value and he has a lot to contribute to this world, and he needs to believe in himself and all that he can give to others and our world.
I kind of think of my brain as a giant file cabinet. Every time I learn something new, I find a key to a different part of that file cabinet, and I am trying to unlock the most amount of this file cabinet in my head as much as possible. And so that's why I read so much, is because I'm learning so much. I'm reading this book right now. It's called The Anthropocene by John Green. Great author. So I've learned so much. Did you know that velociraptors were actually feathered and the size of chickens? Because I didn't, and that was super fun to learn about. I learned a lot about what I can and can't handle. I think being so involved has put me in this position that I've had a lot of responsibility, and in that responsibility I've learned so much about how I've treated people. And I think one thing that a lot of us are told so much when we're younger is you don't know what somebody else is going through, and I think that is so absolutely right, but I diminished it so much as a kid, but like you really don't. And learning from all these people that I've worked with and knowing how these people have evolved and have been shaped by their experiences, I'm learning how oblivious I am to how these people are. My name is Jeremy Estep, and I am a Bonney Lake Panther.
I would say Key Club is one of my main activities. I've been doing that since freshman year, so I originally started as a member, and then it really helped me gain leadership roles, and I ended up becoming treasurer and then lieutenant governor this year. A couple other clubs is I've been in the National Honor Society since I was in sophomore year. I also recently joined a few clubs such as HOSA, Through that program, I got to do some clinical volunteering, so I go to the hospitals on weekends now, kind of interact with patients and just overall get experience in that medical environment. I also founded the book club. I'm currently doing the book club right now. We've read around 5 books this year, which I'm really excited about. We're definitely a new and growing club, though.
The biggest thing about Jiyu that stands out is how she really wants to experience this world and wants to push herself, and she has very high expectations of herself. And I could always count on her to attend nearly every single Key Club event. She does the same thing in the classroom. She doesn't always do everything early, but everything always gets done, and she really works hard to have a hot, strong work ethic.
So I'm definitely going to attend a 4-year university. I haven't committed anywhere yet, but tentatively I'm most likely going to go to the University of California, Irvine. I'll be getting a biological science degree and going into medical school right after, potentially. So because medical school is such a long route to go towards, can't really say exactly where I'll be. Hopefully I'll be within medical school. This is something I'm really considering, but I'm most likely going to be joining the ROTC program at my college. Something I'm really excited about, so I'll also be serving, hopefully active duty during then, along with medical school after. Okay, I'm going to say ownership. I think that really applies not only to schoolwork, but also through that work-life balance I've discussed, and just making sure to be true to yourself. So I feel like as I've grown and had to stack up on more responsibilities, I've really understood the importance of taking ownership, taking that step back, and kind of assessing where you are and making adjustments.
So I know that Jiyu wants to go into the medical field, and so I really hope that she's able to achieve those dreams and continue to work hard and push herself and persevere through setbacks, and because the medical studies is always challenging, but pushing through those studies and any setbacks that she has, and continue on till she achieves her dream and gets to experience all that she wants to.
My name is Jiyu Gaxiola, and I am a Bonney Lake Panther.
I enjoy doing photography, playing guitar, going for bike rides, and hiking. Hiking would probably have to be my favorite. Just getting to be in the mountains, and I usually go with friends, so then just hanging out with my friends when I'm exploring new places. My favorite place to go hiking, I'd say any of the hikes I've done at camp. So like Mount Pilchuck, that's a great one. That has a great view. You can see Seattle from it, and it's in Granite Falls. My ideal hike, clear skies, sunny, but not anything above like 60-something degree, like mid-60s. For after-school activities or sports, I'm a captain for track and cross country. Do I enjoy these sports? For the most part, I enjoy them. Yeah, I'd say I enjoy them. My favorite thing to do in those sports would be just talk with the people nonstop. I enjoy race days when I'm not racing, but like the rest of it's great. My plans for after high school, why am I blanking? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to the University of Montana, and I'm going into forestry. And then afterwards, as of now, I want to go into wildland firefighting. My favorite teacher of all time in my life ever has been B-Dog, Miss Berwick. Love her. What made Berwick my favorite teacher is I don't really enjoy science, like the whole just especially chemistry, the just learning the ions, all that stuff doesn't stick. In one ear, out the other. But Berwick was adamant on getting me to like science, at least a little bit more, and so she'd offer me to go into her AP class at my lunchtime and then do experiments with them that way, because she knew I enjoyed the experiments way more than I did the just sitting down and writing part.
One of the amazing things about Tegan is she is very truly, uniquely, genuinely herself. She has her own personality, and she does not care how others feel about her, at least not openly. And she supports lots of people, she encourages lots of people, but she's not afraid to be who she is all the time. She even, like, one time with Key Club joined me in being decorated as a human sundae as a prize for the toy drive, and there's not very many people that would do that, but Tegan has no problem just enjoying life, and I love that about her.
Advice to my freshman self. Okay, I hated on it. I hated when people said this to me, like going into high school, but I guess it would be join clubs and do sports, especially if you do running start, because it will be way more, you'll just be way more secluded and separated than your peers going to high school. Gosh, I hate that was my response, but I mean, yeah, it's true. I'm Tegan Holm and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
High school is like one of like the biggest things that we waited for, I guess you could say. Going to classes, the teachers, seeing all the peers, like meeting new people, being a social butterfly. Like, I'm very sad. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. Miss Munch for sure, and then Mr. Howard, he was a really good influence on me.
Aubrey is one of those kids that every time I have a conversation with her, I end up walking away just feeling like I'm having a better day, even when it's a rough conversation. Love talking to that kid. Great smile, great attitude. Awesome.
I would say ownership, because I've taken a lot of like responsibility in my own actions throughout the 4 years I've been at high school. I would say, and also respect, because like I'm very respectful when it comes to helping others and teachers.
She's always looking out for the people around her. Her family, the friends that she thinks of as family, she definitely is always good at having people's backs when they mean a lot to her.
It's pretty good. People they're welcoming, but you have to take like time to let people like come to you. You just can't expect to go over to them and just expect to be welcomed.
She just has a knack for making connections with all sorts of different people and having a positive influence on people around her.
I'm Aubrey Hoover and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
My favorite memories from high school have all been out doing sports, from tennis and the track and field, any of the volunteering activities we do around that. For track and field, every year there's a elementary school track meet that we run, and most years I've been out at the finish line giving out the ribbons to all the kids that get top 3 in their races, and that's just been the most fun, giving the elementary schoolers like their first place ribbon when they just ran the mile or something. They're all super happy when they get to do that.
Thomas Howard to me is a great example of what a Panther is supposed to be like. Not only is he good in the classroom, but he's also a really good athlete, which I love coaching him on my boys tennis team, but he's also a really good human being, which is what we want to try and produce here at Bonney Lake High School, students who are not only good athletes, good students, but they're also good people. So Thomas is a great example of what we would love a Panther to be.
High school really started to set in and hit on me when I went into my junior year of high school, and I found out that my grandpa got spinal cancer. So I volunteered to do running start so I could go do school online and move in with them and stay with them and take care of my grandparents. I chose to move in with my grandparents because it wasn't very possible for anybody else in my family to do it. I have 7 siblings, so my parents got their hands full taking care of them and they got jobs. So I realized that it was my turn to step up and really get in there and help my grandparents because they weren't able to take care of themselves. I learned a lot about self-discipline because I didn't have as much coming to schoolwork. It taught me a lot about how to reflect on my choices in my life and about what I need to do moving forward. I think it helped me really emotionally mature more because I had to be focusing on so many different things. From moving in with my grandparents, that's when I figured out that I want to go into firefighting, because that experience of helping them and doing that every day was something that I loved doing and I want to do for the rest of my life for other people. So firefighting was something that gave me that option where I can get outside and go help people and stay in shape and be athletic going into the rest of my career. And that staying with them really helped me realize that that's something that I want to do. I want to connect with different people all over the place and do everything I can to help them. My name is Thomas Howard, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
Every time I see somebody that is eating alone or acting all quiet when they go into the group, I try to bring them into the group, socialize a little bit, let them feel that they're comfortable. But I took JROTC for 2 years. I took it in junior year, second semester, and then I took it again senior year. And midway, I was like, this is not what I want to do. Not because it's a bad program, but just because it's just not my passion. But as I went further and talked to a lot of people and looked at my career options, I wanted to become a cop instead. I think the main thing that wanted me to become a police officer was my family. I wanted to protect my family at all costs, and I wanted to be able to help others, Major Harity or Master Sergeant Daddio, because they both kind of inspired me to be more than myself. They made me go through a lot, and that inspired me today, that allowed me to be the leader I am today. So I think I owe them a lot.
KJ was always the first to volunteer for community service, color guard events, fundraising, you name it. He was always volunteering because he wanted to be a part of the growing of the program.
I want to inspire people because so far I've seen that there's a lot of people that have thoughts about the police, and I think that a lot of people are forgetting, their child self. In that sense, I mean that as you grow older, you kind of forget that part of you that wants to just become something more than yourself, a dream, and follow that dream with everything you got. And I think that me chasing after that dream and me being able to inspire others that I chased my own dream, it's going to inspire a lot of people that believe that they will never achieve their dream, but you just got to keep believing,
KJ's future's bright because I can tell he has a real desire to help people and inspire people. Anytime we had somebody new in JROTC, he was the first to help them out. He's always looking for areas to excel. So I fully expect him to, after graduation here, to go on to continue doing great things, whether it's in the military or if he chooses college later on. I think he'll be successful in either one of those things, just due to his work ethic.
I think, for me personally, I think it's work ethic. I always try to turn in my assignments on time. If I failed the test, I try to make it up. If I need to get extra credit, I do it. I try to stay focused in class. I get my work done, and I try to be respectful to the teachers as I'm doing, if I ever need help. And all that I have to do in class, I try to do it on time every time. My name is Khalil, or I go by KJ, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
My favorite memory in high school was probably when we went to the playoffs for football. Even if we didn't win our game against Monroe, it was still really fun to experience that and be a part of that. I think it was really fun because we came closer together as a team, and it really started to feel like a family, and we just played really well together, and we didn't get very far, but it was still really fun. Football has definitely impacted my life in a lot of ways. I just think that it builds a lot of good morals and things that you need for life. It just teaches you how to be a team player. It's not an individual sport. You need all the players on the field, and you can contribute that into life in every aspect. I think that's really important. I think that community is really important for me, especially with football. We kind of build that really tight-knit family that I talk about, and I feel like I can openly talk to any of my coaches and any of the players, and I feel like we're really close in that way. And even our trainer, Robin, we all can talk to each other and feel close and be vulnerable. My favorite teacher's definitely got to be Blocker. I had her for 3 years, and when I first had her, she didn't really like me, I didn't really like her, but over the years we've gotten really close, and I'm actually her TA this year, and she's meant a lot to me. She's always been there for me, and yeah, definitely my favorite teacher.
Brady is my super TA as a senior. He was also an anatomy student in his junior year and a chemistry student in his sophomore year. So I guess Brady to me started out as the king of the squirrels, and now he's a super TA. Brady does pretty much anything I ask him most of the time. He corrects things, he cleans things, he organizes things, he keeps an eye on the room, he runs errands. He does pretty much anything I ask. I hope for Brady's future that he stays true to who he is and that he finds a path that he finds really fulfilling and rewarding.
Yeah, out of all the power values, I think that perseverance stands out to me the most. I think that, yeah, with sports and everything, you just got to keep going, and I think that that's a big one for me. My plans for after high school, I think I'm gonna go to college. I'm not sure where yet. Maybe I'll play football, maybe I won't. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out though. My name is Brady Liston, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
When I entered high school, I didn't have a goal in mind. I think I found my way specifically freshman year of, I didn't really do very much, and I wasn't involved in the student life inside of Bonney Lake. But through that and not being involved, I then sprouted out and started doing things. I started to join choir, I joined the drama club, and I joined Speak Up, and I joined different aspects that I was doing photography, like beginning intermediate photography. And so I was like, in high school, I didn't come with a goal in mind. I didn't come with a mission. My freshman year, I did a lot of experimenting with many different issues and in different clubs. And so then through that, I found my passions and I cemented them throughout the rest of my high school experience. And then I started doing more things. I realized that I needed to capitalize on the moments at Bonney Lake High School instead of just floating by, because you gotta capitalize on the opportunities that come up, specifically in high school, because I wanted to get ahead. But I didn't have that mindset coming in as a freshman. Being one of the head editors for yearbook this year, it is a lot of time and devotion, and it definitely has a lot of intricate moments that people don't really get to see when you have the book in front of you. At the end, there's so much time and dedication that put into that, specifically with like designing the pages, taking the photos, then getting stories and making copies, and then editing every single aspect of that to create a book that presents the class of 2025 and the other classes, specifically telling the story of Bonney Lake High School. I think through my high school experience, I learned to trust myself and trust in my abilities and learn to stop comparing myself to my peers and to other people and just be certain in myself and my abilities.
River to me is everything, especially when it comes to the Speak Up Club. He has been our president for 4 years. He's involved in every possible aspect of life at Bonney Lake High School. You can't attend an event without River being the first to volunteer. River is just who he is. I think it's just in his nature to look for ways to serve others, uplift others, recognize those that maybe aren't always being seen.
I think the power value that I most embody is engagement because of my engagement directly with the student body. I think that embodies itself the most with yearbook, being able to be engaged with over 100 staff in the yearbook class, in the classroom, but also being engaged with the student body through yearbook with different clubs, and being engaged with choir and with NHS and Panther crew. I've just been able to be engaged with so many different types of people because of the activities that I do. And so I think that power value is probably the most important to me and what I've embodied the most. My name is Rue Martinez, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
My favorite thing about high school, I would say, has to be the opportunities they give you. There's a lot of different career paths that you can choose and stuff, like college and military, especially of one of our programs here, Air Force JROTC. And that's where I plan to do military and stuff. But I think they give you a lot of opportunities to do everything. JROTC has really, of course, impacted my life in a way of really building confidence. I wasn't really confident when I was a junior or any other previous years of high school. But really, JROTC has really, I would say, built that confidence out of me. My favorite teacher is Major Haggerty. He has really mentored me throughout my time in JROTC and has guided me along to be a leader.
Xander is one of my first cadets here at the school. I was immediately impressed with him the first week of JROTC during his junior year. He made an immediate impression on me, and I knew that he was probably going to be one of the leaders in our squadron. Xander is the prototypical quiet leader. He knows his stuff, but he's not loud and braggadocious about it. People naturally follow him and look to him for guidance. And he's kind of the rock of our squadron.
I think, yeah, I was chosen to be a flight commander, which is a position you are kind of in charge. You're the highest ranking officer in that period of time. So I got to really develop my skills as a leader and be more confident. Oh, the reason I would like to join the military after high school is my dad. He was also in the Army, and my papa was also in the Army, and his dad was in the Army too. So I like to keep that, I would say, legacy going. I'm also doing it for myself as well, and for my family.
I know that he's going to be a successful soldier in the U.S. Army. He's going to make an immediate impression in his unit there, and will probably quickly rise through the ranks to be an NCO in very fast time. I just want Xander to know that he has made my time here an easy transition from the active duty to teaching students. He's the exact kind of student that every teacher dreams of having, especially when they're starting a new program, and I don't know if we would be where we are without him.
I'd say perseverance. There's been a lot of hard times throughout high school, and a lot of times where I would fall behind on schoolwork and homework, and where I have to make up some tests and projects. So I would have to persevere through those and just get them done with, of course, quality work. But yeah, perseverance has to be the one that stands out to me. I am Xander Ruck, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.
I like singing because not only because I love the music. I am a guy who's been dancing to like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme as a kid and watching the DVDs, you know, singing the Family Matters theme song, bopping to Jake and the Neverland Pirates, but it kind of just grew into something bigger and in a more nuanced matter where I am someone capable of giving these stories and to people that they can relate to in their emotions and in what they've got going on in this journey that we call life. So that's kind of just been my goal, to just give the people something that they can relate to as they continue their journey.
Simon is, I would say, the Italian term molto meaning a lot or more, in the best way possible. He is molto passionate, molto energy. He is, if you need to dress up for a presentation, he's dressed to the nines wearing his suit, and everyone would know he always gives his extra to everything that he does.
In choir, I'm the choir president, and in track, I'm the track and field spirit captain. It happened since sophomore year. So when it comes to what I do, I try to lead by example. I really try to make sure that like recognize people and when we do our daily breaks, where we do like an inspirational word or something. And it's important to recognize and acknowledge those people who have those ideas, or I guess it's just a word or a break, but sometimes it's just those ideas and those concepts that may be new to you and stuff, and keeping an open mind about those things, because those people may have legendary things to offer.
Simon stands out because of his genuine love for other people. He cares about other people probably more than anything. Like his networking and his passion to like know every person and really experience them and figure out who they are, it really enriches their lives and his own life at the same time. But he definitely cares a lot for other people.
I believe that I embody perseverance, and that's because there's so many things that I feel I have to get on like a daily basis. Like honestly, for me personally, my planner is my best friend. I cannot go a day without my planner, because if I don't know the stuff I've got ahead in this entire week. I don't know what's gonna happen next in the next like 3 hours. I don't know if I have something after school, after track practice. I don't know if I can't not go to track practice, if I have an appointment somewhere. And balancing all those things is really crucial. And that's why I feel I'd say perseverance and just balancing those out, because it's all about balance. I am Simon Swy, and I'm a Bonney Lake Panther.